Hey, today I'd like to talk about fly tying for another application that is really useful in saltwater. Saltwater, a lot of times we use these sabiki rigs for gathering bait, and the bigger ones like the size 16s, 18s, you can use them actually for catching small panfish and stuff like that, you know, small groupers, small snappers, stuff like that. And the problem is that the hooks rust, the hooks can get straightened, the lines can break, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if you make your own, it's great, but the hooks can still rust. And then your tying goes to waste, kind of. So if you would like to use good materials and your hooks rust, well, and let's face it, in saltwater, everything rusts. So one solution is to borrow from the tube fly tying guys. Okay, you can see here, I got my tube tying thing and some little tricks of the trade. Well, I'll show you some little tricks that have helped me a lot. I hope they help you guys. Okay. Now you see the tube I'm actually going to tie on is this white one here. The blue one is just an extra little tube that I'm using. You know, I use earbud tubes. I just chop them and they work great with the smaller size. I guess you would call it a stem, with the wire stem. Anyway, so, and that just helps me get a little bit more distance from the actual tube tying apparatus here so that I can, you know, neatly make sure everything is well placed around without banging into this stuff and, you know, possibly getting some stuff uneven, some materials uneven. Okay, so without further ado, let me just show you how I'm doing this. Okay, now to prepare the tube, all I do, whoop, I dropped my bobbin here. All I do is I cut it to a longer than I needed, and you burn the end a little bit just to make it a nice, neat, smooth transition to where the line goes through. Okay, I'll show you the end of that in just a bit, but let's start this fly tying. So bit now in the west coast of Malaysia, where I'm going to be tying this for, because I'm taking a trip fishing here very soon. The best colors for the sabiki rigs that the locals have told me about is a red thread with white or silver flash body and then a glow green head in the front. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it nice and simple. Okay, and so here we go. As I said, we're going for simple. Okay, extra select crafter works really well. For this, you can use just straight flashaboo if you really want. That works too. Lots of great sabiki rigs are made from just flashaboo. Okay, take out the underfur here. Now I'm going to show you this pattern. This is something that works well for me. It's very easy. It's a simple tie. Okay, so I'm just, okay, 3 wraps. Use your thumb, even this out. Really don't be shy about shoving these materials around and such. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a little on the bottom. You notice I'm not folding back the head material yet. Okay, I don't need that much to keep this sparse because I'm doubling it back anyhow. Get all this unnecessary underfur stuff out of the way. Flip it over. Same length. 1, whoop, 1, 2. Let's keep this nice. Even this out. Try to intersect them a bit. That's great if you can. Okay, it makes for a neater tie. And then just 2 pieces of flash. 1. Fold it around the thread so it sticks a little better. Come on. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it captured. And then 1 more. This side. Tie that in. And now that everything's captured like that, bring this all back. It helps to discipline the flashaboo a bit. Okay. Build up the thread dam and then start working this back. Okay, you want all those to really lie back, but be you know, I want it to move water. I don't want it too flat. Okay, so this looks pretty good. So now just, I keep dropping my super glue, my goodness. Okay, whip finish. Four, five. Okay, and then one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might need to wrap this a little bit. Yeah, it's starting to stand up a little bit. Okay, walk this back a little bit more. Oh, not that far. Come on. This happens sometimes. Make sure this is all nice and neat. I'm seeing some white sticking out. I like this thing to be really nice and neat. I like the thread heads to be very nice and neat on these. Okay, let me whip finish this again and make sure that this is a good presentation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Put that away. Okay. Now, of course, you have to glue this thing. Okay. You can add glue at several other points, especially when you're putting the flashabou and stuff. Okay, of course, as those who watch my channel know, I like turning it this way so there's less glue, but I still get coverage. Okay, where'd the head go? There we go. There's the cover. Okay, now the last step after this, after you take everything off, is to cut the tube short and burn it down. Now here's one I've got tied. Okay, it's already done, everything. I just need to cut this back, so I'll show you guys how I'm doing that. Okay, you want some area to burn back, so you don't cut it tight to the thread. That would be a mistake. You want a little bit ahead. Okay, I leave it, I would say maybe a 1/3 or a 1/2 centimeter in front. Yeah. Okay. So you see, when you cut it, it's going to be rough and uneven. Okay, that's not good for your line. So just rotate it as you do this, burn it back. Okay, and you can burn it back quite far. Make sure after you do super glue that you let the super glue fully dry before you do this. Okay, done. I wet my finger to stop the melting process. Okay, you get that nice you know, mushroom top. It's nice smooth transition into the tube, and I do that on both sides, so you know, it's nice and smooth for the line to go through. Okay, and like I said, so this thing will last. This will really last. You can change hooks, you change leader lines, whatever. The fish bite on it, they chew on it, whatever. I mean, they're not going to hurt Extra Select craft fur just by biting here. They might hurt the thread, and so you can, you know, super glue the daylights out of that. Honestly, for this application, you want to go full-fledged streamer onto a tube fly, you can. Okay, I have seen you know, some people do some extravagant tube flies, and you don't need to do too extravagant for this application, but I mean, why not? Why not? Okay, this is one of the best applications of fly tying to other genres of fishing that you can do, and it saves you a lot of money, saves you a lot of time, and it catches a lot of fish. Cheers.